Hello. Today's Friday, May 8th, 2020. I'm slowly learning how to trust whatever is present on my heart and not prepare a speech for these drop-ins, for these connections, and I do try to gather myself a bit so that I'm not just sitting here staring at the camera for minutes with nothing to say. But the day started today, got up early, really early, and went down and caught sunrise. Me and my girlfriend, we got up at like 5 o'clock this morning, drove down to a beach that's facing east, and the sun was coming up at 5:45 this morning, and there's a mountain range right there, and it actually took another 45 minutes for the sun to peek over, but it was a sweet way to start the day. It's like 2 or 3 seals in the water swimming around. We kind of nestled ourselves down in between a bunch of big pieces of driftwood. Drank some tea and watched our day start. I'm definitely feeling really strange this week, really weird. I'm feeling a lot of change underway, a lot of transformation. It's a little scary. I'm feeling like things are actually about to speed up even more in my life. And I'm sensing that and kind of getting the message to prepare and to like organize, like simplify down, get ready. And that's feeling right, but it's also feeling like, whew, this this last year of my life has been full of so much change, and to think that my life's about to dramatically and drastically change even more is a little intimidating, because I'm kind of feeling like I'm just now landing or grounding or arriving here in BC, and starting to feel like I'm catching up on my paperwork or whatever for the first time, and got all my stuff in order, and now I'm kind of preparing to go on the road again and shift and change some more. Spent the day doing book work today, getting taxes ready. All the stuff I've been putting off for about a year. And threw away tons of papers, stacks of papers that I didn't need to keep. And went through clutter everywhere, like revamped my file cabinet, made a couple dozen new files, and began my bookwork accounting, and did all that good boring stuff. But man, it feels good. It's like cleaning. It's like we put it off sometimes, but once we actually do it, it feels so good to start to get in there and clean it up and prepare and know that it's like ready for the new, ready for the fresh start. And in going through all those papers, just seeing a lot of what's been on my mind over this last year of life, and seeing how many different things I'm interested in, how varied my interests are, how much writing and projects I start in many directions. Projects that have started and ended, workshops I've been a part of, groups, organizations, collectives I've been a part of. Balancing always, like, a dozen things between trying to start a plumbing business and get licensed and work jobs and gigs here on the island, to trying to get osharua.com up and going and take care of websites and branding and organizing Wu Wei Brotherhood and the launching of men's groups and launching Inner Temple Meditation and hosting that, and then seeing the evolutions of it. Conscious Men's Collective, what that was many years ago, what its potential is to still be something in the future. Shakti Rising, the organization, my work with them, the men's group that I held for them for a little over a year, and Leb's Resonant Leadership Circle and all the work I've done inside that circle, and all that work I've done on myself inside of that circle. And yeah, the launching of new projects with Becky, with our retreat Seeding the Sacred in the fall, designing a second retreat, Courting the Mystery, which got canceled due to the shutdown around coronavirus. Our plans to launch a third retreat, our plans to start a business together called Hollow Bone, just as an entity of a collaboration between her and I as we offer retreats and other things. Workshops, a workshop we held here in Bowen for drum making, and medicine circle with a friend of mine from the East Coast, and so many things going down this year, all amidst like me needing to take a stand for myself, me needing to like show up for myself in a new way in my life that I haven't been. Hitting a breaking point with my girlfriend in Quebec, with Drea, that was just like not being able to make money or provide well for myself, amongst other things, and kind of stretching myself so thin to just show up for the relationship that I'm not showing up for myself, and then having that crash the relationship, that I'm not taking good care of myself along the way, and seeing how that put a strain on and affected the relationship. And then this move out here to BC has been kind of about me learning how to show up for myself and learning how to love myself as much as I can pour my love into my partner or my relationship. I'm trying to learn how to love myself that much as well, and learn how to go to work and make a nice home for myself, even if no one else is there, even if it's just me. And then how to value and honor the gifts I have, and how to not take them lightly and show up for them as well, and how can I bring them into their highest, shiniest, best offering. Yeah. Speaking of this, just in this last year, I was finally able to finish the final re-edit of my book, Bloodwater Road, the book of poetry, a book of 72 poems that I've been trying to get into book form and finish, and I finally just did that last week. I just went through the final step of it last week with a lot of help from Becky and a local thumbprint publishing book here on Bowen Island. So many projects, and I often get frustrated at how slow they're moving and how long it's taking me to get everything done. And then I realized, like, man, I just got too many interests in too many directions, in too many big ways of trying to do big things for myself, and they can all only move like 1 inch at a time because I'm kind of spread thin with it. And just acknowledging that as I go through my paperwork today, acknowledging that I have a lot of interest, and I guess I'm trying to get it down clear to what's at the core of those things, or what's driving them, and what it is I want to bring forth, and also just get focused and ready to stand in that, between me and the greater world. I see that I have so many beautiful things going through my head all the time, but sometimes I don't know if they ever see the light of day. They're just good thoughts going through my head, stuff I write down and maybe never share with anybody, or share with one person, or I put a Facebook post or something like that, and a few people see it. But I'm really motivated to discover what it is and how it is that I can show up and be the most effective version of myself on this planet. How can I effect change on a big level? How can I help create a world that I believe in, that represents, that when I look out, it represents me, that I say, like, hey, I'm proud of this world and the change I've had upon it. Like, I like the way humans are living on the planet. I like the way we're working together. Like, I'm happy to have helped co-create what's happening, instead of just sitting in my corner upset about what's happening and, making comments about it to myself or whatever. But how can I get actively involved in making a difference? And I'm still learning that. The lesson coming through lately is that I have to learn how to boldly stand in my truth. And these videos are kind of helping me do that, helping me to like speak to the live recording, or just to face it and speak my truth and to say it out loud, and to stand in the fact that other people will hear this and, will disagree, will criticize, will say whatever, and yet until I start getting my voice out there in as many ways as possible, until I start calling in like my tribe, speaking my vibration and gathering people who do feel similar to me, who do think similar to me, until then we won't be able to make the kind of change that I'm looking to make. And so I'm realizing that it starts with me, to be brave enough to speak it loud and clear. And if my heart's truth is sitting just a little bit down inside my heart, what do I have to do to bring it up to the surface? Sometimes I don't even know what my truth is for the day until I sit and do this video and talk for a little while. It takes me 5 minutes of small talk to start to feel into what's real and what's true for me. And man, how often do any of us go the whole day and don't really have the time to speak that to anyone? And maybe if we did start speaking our heart's truth, like, how much of a difference it might make in this world. Well, thank you for listening to this share tonight. Send you my love and my blessings. Look forward to sharing more again later. Good night.